Several standing order changes. Most of them are pretty minor housekeeping issues. I'm happy to take any questions about those ones as well. I think the biggest ones to emphasize, first of all, are the desk-thumping standing order change, which I know has become a bit of a topic occasionally in the media in the last couple of weeks. And since Premier Kenney came into office, when he started as a leader of the opposition, where he had the United Conservative Party stop banging on their desks in an attempt to bring decorum back to the Legislative Assembly of Alberta. If the opposition chooses to try to go around that standing order, I'll come back with another standing order and stop what they're doing. We made a promise to Albertans, and we will keep that promise. We'll see what they do. The vast majority of Albertans will be very disappointed that their priorities right now are to play schoolyard games and try to figure out how they can go around a rule to be able to still bang on their desk rather than fight for Albertans. And you know, our side of the house, that's just not going to happen. The second thing that of interest is the introduction of guests, to remove introductions from MLAs and bring them to the Speaker and let the Speaker handle introductions in the legislature, which we feel will free up a potential 20 minutes a day, which we will then fill with more member statements to allow private members to have more time.
At times when members are standing to speak to really difficult issues, controversial issues, emotional issues, it is our way of being able to support each other. So an example of that would be when Mr. Jean was talking about the wildfires in Fort McMurray and the loss of his house. He had to take a minute to pause. We banged our desks for him to give him that opportunity to reflect, to be able to speak, and to know that he had the support of the House. When it's completely silent in there and you're trying to talk about an issue, it's overwhelming, and all it does is shut you down. This way we can support each other, we can encourage debate, and it's not meant to be disrespectful, and it's not meant to disrupt the House like the government would like to say. It's actually a way for us as private members to support each other. Well, I think Albertans should care, because what we're starting to see is a very clear message from the government that if you're a private member in this legislature and you're not part of Premier Kenney's cabinet, you don't get a voice. So he's going to start taking away our voice. And when he takes away my voice, he takes away my constituents' voice. And that's the fundamental problem. He is impeding my democratic right to represent my constituents when he starts telling me how I have to behave in the House. We are going to stand up and be very clear that we do not support that. Every single private member in this legislature has a right to a voice, and Mr. Kenney doesn't have the authority as the Premier to quiet us. We were elected by our constituents, and we have a right to represent our constituents.